Okay, everybody, we are here in the Forest Cove neighborhood, in the Kingwood neighborhood. It is our first holiday home tour house, and it is a beautiful, gorgeous, over-the-top classic with archways of lights, with Santa, with the classic reindeer, the white lights on the grass, and Jacob Lewis is the guy who's responsible for the lights. Jacob, what I also love what you've done here is all of the white lights in the grass. It looks like it snowed in Houston.
Very good. That's the effect we're going for.
And you got it. Let's see, I'm trying to think. 2004, we actually had a little bit of snow.
I remember. I lived out in the country then.
Yeah, that was amazing, right?
It was.
That is very unlikely to happen this year. So I appreciate that you put the lights out here. You've also done the walkway in lights and the archway in lights. Tell me about that.
Well, you just build a frame to the size you need.
Is that all? That's all you have to do.
And you just simply zip tie lights to it. It's simple as that. It might take 10 hours to do, but it's really that simple.
So 10 hours to do that. How long to set up like everything, including the roof and the snow in the yard and the trees and the Santas?
Total time all in, you're probably talking 7 to 10 days.
Wow.
Working about 8 hours a day, so I probably have 80 to 100 hours in all this.
About 80 to 100 hours in this. And again,
it's a full-time job. It's a full-time job.
And do you told me earlier you haven't blown fuses
Not yet.
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 Is this, you've been doing this for 5 years. Have you been adding on each year, something new each year?
Yes, I like to push the limits of how many strings I can plug together and still have lights on in the house and out here.
Yeah.
Before they have to turn the auxiliary power on or until they say, no, you can't put any more out.
Yeah. Or until the power company comes out and says, excuse me, sir, you're drawing a little too much current.
Exactly. But until that happens, I will continue to make it bigger and better.
Yeah, and this is wonderful. I love this. We were talking earlier, I remember being a kid. I grew up in Ponderosa in the Spring School District. There was always one or two houses that were over the top like this. Man, this means a lot. It means a lot.
It does. I've always wanted to do a big Christmas display, and with the support of my loving wife, she encourages me to do this and make it bigger and better each year. And this is the end result.
All right, so these are the two responsible, Jacob and Nicole. And Jacob does all of the lighting work. You tell him what to do, right?
Yeah, more or less.
Okay, and he does it. I know how this works. But Nicole, you are in charge of a part of this display that is extraordinarily important to the kids, and that is an actual mailbox that kids can put letters in, and they go to Santa and they get responded to.
That's correct. That's correct. Last year in this neighborhood, I hear that Santa wrote almost 500 letters back to kids.
Yeah, Santa wrote 500. Santa responded to 500 kids. I wonder how much work that takes.
I would hate to imagine, but I'm thinking a lot of late nights and probably a lot of help from Mrs. Claus.
Can you imagine being 6 or 7 years old, writing a letter, putting it in that mailbox, and then getting a response?
What's amazing is we have a Facebook group, and a lot of the parents post pictures and videos of their kids opening the letters and sometimes reading them. And for me, that's what all of this is for, is just to see the joy in those kids' eyes.
And you realize those memories are going to be up forever. Forever. Those little kids are going to be looking back on that as adults.
Right, for sure,
That's exactly
for sure.
what it's
And then
about.
hopefully they bring their kids.
Yeah, that's got to give you a real sense of community and joy. And how does that make you feel?
For me, it keeps the magic of Christmas going, right? Our son is in college, and so for us, this is a way for us to keep that Christmas magic going.
Yeah, right. Mine are in college and post-college, and I know it's like, I miss my babies in Christmas time, right?
Right. And Santa and all that magic that you see in their eyes.
Yeah. You found a way to keep it going forever for these families. Speaking of these families, hey, neighbors and families, how are you guys doing? All right, all right, you, come here. I pointed, come on. All right, so tell me why this is so important, so great, and how much you guys enjoy this whole thing that the Lewises are doing.
So I live on the same street. I get to drive by this every night on my way home, and it just puts me in such a festive mood.
Right, doesn't it? I mean, that's like that's one of the best parts about this is the festive mood.
It's so beautiful and wonderful to look at, but then the mailbox and the fact that, the kids can walk down here. My kids for years have walked down here and mailed their letters to Santa.
Wow.
And the fact that Santa gets to write back to them, I mean, it just makes such a magical time for them. It's a really special.
I can't imagine being a kid and not only just putting a letter in that mailbox knowing it's going to Santa, but getting a response back. What does that mean to you?
Yeah. So as a parent, it means so much to watch the kid's face light up and see that joy of the Christmas spirit. And that's what it's all about, right? And trying to get that memory in their heads, this helps us make that happen.
Yeah. It's just absolutely priceless. All right. Thank you
You're
for
welcome.
sharing all of that with me.
You're welcome.
I think that's pretty representative of how everybody feels around here. Okay, Lewis, just come with me because we do want to present you with a presentation. It's nothing over the top, but
Is it money?
it's better than money. It's better than money.
What can be better than money?
Troy, come on over here with the sign. So just as a token of our appreciation and just to say thank you for doing this. You heard what your neighbor said about this. I mean, when people, her kids this is going to be one of the most important things that ever happened to them for the holiday season. Tell me about that.
I mean, if we can just do something as simple as this, or as complex as this, however you look at it, to bring smile to families and kids, that to me is what it's all about. Forget gifts and forget all that stuff. Happiness and togetherness and family is more important than anything.
That's it. Okay, Troy, if you would please put the sign in there. This is just a token of our gratitude for doing the work you've done to keep the holiday spirit alive and growing and thriving. You're our first Holiday Homes recipient, and thanks for letting us come out and spend the evening with you guys. We really, really, really appreciate it. What you're doing it's fun, but it's important, right?
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right, for the first Holiday Homes tour, guys, that's it from the Kingwood area. Back to you.